But one of the key things I believe that we have that's very unique is the Sonora Freedom Plan. I call it the X Factor. It's really where the opportunity is associated with what we're doing. Now, I can talk all day till I'm blue in the face about how wonderful it is, but I have Mike on the call, and I want Mike to give his experience of working with the single line, what that means for him, how it's been easy for him to use this as leverage to getting people in. So, Michael, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about why you like the single line and what that means to your group.
Well, I think let me go back one thing. If you take a look at other types of marketing plans that are out there, you know, you've got unilevels and you've got binaries and you've got force matrix and you've got when I was sitting down and talking with Dan, he had to go over it with me for about 4 times, and then like a light bulb went off. And I really understood that the single line compensation plan, the most important thing that I always felt frustrated with before with other plans was that you had competition within the company. So what I mean by that is that you had a company and you had 3 or 4 main people that maybe the company brought in first, and they had their own groups side by side, but they were still groups. So you'd be kind of competing with each other. You'd go to company events, and you'd be like, hey, what group are you in? Oh, I'm in Jerry's group. Oh, what group are you in? Oh, I'm in Bob's group. We're the best. And it never seemed that they were all doing the same thing. So when I understood that the single line compensation plan, that number one, we're all in the same group. Whether you came in first or whether you came in last, we're all working together for a same common action. That excited me because I said, geez, there's no more competition. We're all working together. We're helping each other. And at the same time, when you look at how it's structured and the opportunity, you know, in the straight line bonus plan to have an opportunity to get paid on some of that volume and to also build momentum within the organization, you know, as people are coming in, that meant a lot to me as well when I saw how it was, again, structured and as far as the percentages and so forth. But I think the big thing for me was that just like we have on the display, one breath, one energy, no competition, that made so much more sense to me because I would have been in other situations where it was just, there was always like an underlying tension between, you know, organizations, and this, to me, was nice not to have it.
That I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, I worked in the sales and marketing position in other companies, and I dealt with that on a daily basis. You gave so-and-so stage time, and you need to recognize so-and-so, and not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that that happens. People fight over people. They fight over space and time, and with the single line compensation, we all really pretty much work together in making this happen. So another reason why I love this compensation plan, I'm telling you, I've seen this a dozen times where you get someone who's very excited about network marketing, who's never done it before, but, you know, sees the opportunity like we have here. They get in, they work hard. I mean, they do everything their upline says. They duplicate everything they can. They stick with it, and they do it. Sometimes they just can't quite, you know, get things going, that momentum. And so they get discouraged pretty easily. As a matter of fact, I think an industry standard, particularly the companies I worked at, had about a 90-day life cycle where people pretty much dropped off. As a churn table, 30 people in, people out every 90 days. And I believe a lot of that is because a lot of these people couldn't create their own momentum. Think about how many times you've logged into your back office in previous companies where you pretty much your momentum was created by you, where you had 2 people who maybe turned into 3. You talked to so-and-so and they said no, and then maybe you got a 4th. And, you know, by the time that 90 days rolls around, you know, you got maybe 5 people, and your check is dwindled down to maybe, you know, $12, $15, and you're spending $120. With this, your momentum is created for you. In other words, every time you log into your back office, anyone that signed up during the day, whether that person is from Canada, China, Japan, Mexico, Brazil, wherever, they're going to be placed underneath you. So timing is a factor, but think of the momentum and the amount of volume that you're going to see on a daily basis, and all you have to do is go out and sponsor people to participate in that volume, whether it's through bonus structures, whether it's through unilevel, whether it's through the 60-day sign-up TrueLine, where the next 5 people you get percentages off. I mean, the list goes on and on and on as to why this is going to be a unique opportunity for anyone here not involved. And the best part about it, guys, it's $30 to participate. That's it, $30. $30 order, one single bottle, gets you it'll allow you to sit in that line for 12 months. You have 12 months, $30 to sit in this line, to watch it grow, to see it grow, to participate in all of our conference calls. That's it. That barrier of entry has been greatly minimized, and there's really no reason why anyone shouldn't want to take a look at Sonora, get involved, and see what's going on. I'm telling you, it's a great compensation plan. I think it's one of the best out there. I'll just rocket through this. We have a lot of highlights. This is one of my favorite slides I like to show. But if you look on the graph I have right here, we did a 5x5. We pay out through 10 generations. That's through personal sponsored. So you're personally sponsored, you're personally sponsored, you're personally sponsored, regardless of where they're placed in the organization, you get paid through 10 generations. And if that happens 5 times 5, look at the number on that 10th level. If everyone just ordered $30, look over how the potential monthly income would be. That's a huge amount. 23 million down that last part. We know this is the ultimate scenario. There's no claims, obviously. But if you failed 99.5% of the time and only accomplished 0.5% of this example, the result would be a monthly income of over $100,000 a month. Now think about what that means. Think about the momentum I talked about that's created for you automatically by other people's efforts. You think about what that means to go out and recruit people and help them participate in that through bonus pools and structures and everything else. But think of the kind of money that you're going to make much easier than you will with any other company. And as I mentioned before, the key to this is no risk to get in. We're not asking you to spend $500 to commit to $1,000 a month. We're asking you to get in, to purchase $30, and you can participate for 12 months and really see how this works. Really, that barrier to entry is in my opinion, a no-brainer. Hey, Mike, I know you and I talked a little bit about this when we were on the call the other day. And we both kind of feel the same way. It's kind of a no-brainer. Kind of give me your thoughts on that and just kind of recap that conversation.
The way that I looked at it was, I look at it real simple. Either the company is going to do everything that we said it is and more, or it's going to do half of that, or it's going to fail miserably. In either case, I looked at it and said, well, it makes sense to try it out and to try the company on from the inside. And when I look at the numbers, when I look at for me to be able to go to somebody, whether they're new or whether they're experienced, and say, listen, here's our company, here's our product, there's no risk to you. The training is there, the calls are there, the product, the background, the backing from, again, having a Harvard medical doctor. All those things, to me, made sense. You know, and again, when you look at, teaching people to say, listen, talk with a few people who talk with a few people who talk with a few people who buy a little bit of product and benefit, again, it made complete sense to me. But again, I looked at it and I said, well, in either case, no matter where the company goes, but I do believe it's going to go extremely well, it makes complete sense.
I agree. It's like I said, we've all been distributors before. I've been one. Dan's been one. Dr. Kroll, Dan Matuch, and we really wanted to remove the barriers. Now we know we're a startup, but I'm telling you, there's hiccups along the way. When I was a part of Zango and T. Shinoda, their startups, and I'm telling you, we had a lot of bumps. We had a lot of hiccups, and there are those that are shaky and they run at the first sign of, and all doom is gloom, and they leave. Well, guess what? Those companies are still around. And they're doing very, very well. And I have no doubt that Sonora also will do very, very well. Now, does it take a while, a lot of energy to get off the ground? Of course it does. But we have the resources. We have all the magic, I believe, that comes in a network marketing opportunity, from the straight line conversation to the no-risk barrier to $30 minimum to participate, through a unique product like the Maki Berry, through having Harvard medical doctor Ken Kroll, the science behind it. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and there really is no reason why anyone shouldn't take a look. And as we start becoming 100%, you're going to find the success in your business. I'm telling you, those that stick with it, those that get in early and just ride out the waves, will be sailing smooth seas on the yacht of their dreams down the road. I've seen it happen many, many times. So we encourage you to work with us in building this company and making things happen.